over here Annie Mac saying to Rio Ferdinand, the actual footballer. So speaking of football, I've joined a team actually, Rio, and it's going pretty good. I was like, not to Rio Ferdinand.
No, but I just thought well, you're football. I like football. Like, we need something to talk about. I'm going to talk about football. So I was just like, listen, I just want you to know that I've started football. And he was like, what do you mean? Like watching it or playing it? I was like, playing it. And he's like, cool. And then as I walked away, he went, if you need any tips, shout me.
Oh my God, you got Rio.
Imagine.
Rio.
It's like going up to Adele and being like, hey, I can sing.
Hey Adele, I did karaoke last night.
Hey Adele, I love singing. I love singing too. Okay, hello. Welcome to a very special bumper edition of Sidetracked.
Sidetracked's got wheels, 4 wheels. We are in motion. We are currently in the very glamorous location of the O2 car park.
Mick,
Yes.
driver,
All
make
right,
some
Mick.
noise, Mick.
Mick, do the beep. Raye, of course, nominated for the most amount of Brits ever, 7
Yep.
Brit Awards. And then Raye went on to win the first award, which was Song of the Year.
Yeah, so she came up and it was, she won how many? 5 all in all tonight, or was it 6? She basically broke records tonight for the most amount of awards won, and she's the first woman to ever win Songwriter of the Year. So the first award was Song of the Year, and she won it for Escapism.
Which, to be fair,
Is the
was
song
the
of the
song
year.
of the year. It is the song of the year.
It's so good.
And Raye's journey in the music industry has been quite an interesting one as well, because she
was signed to a major label.
She was signed to a major label, and she talked about how they didn't really know what to do with her, and it felt like
she wanted to put out her album.
She wanted
and
to put
they
out
wouldn't
her
let
album,
her.
and they wouldn't let her, and she had the songs ready, and there was a back and forth, which she's tweeted about and posted about. Anyway, Raye is totally independent now.
Yeah, so she left the label.
Yeah.
She signed, I think she's got a very small distribution company in America that she shouted out. And she does everything herself, completely independently. We're in the Blackwall Tunnel, I think, and there's motorbikes. So
Someone's speeding past in a Porsche.
This is live podcasting on the way home from the Brits. This is what it sounds like. Anyway, she said a line, didn't she, in the speech that we were both like, ooh, about.
I wrote it down.
Right, read it out, babe, because it was really like hit home. Like, oh my God, she thanked the distribution company, and then she said,
no one else would take my songs, which is quite
mad
a sentence
to think about.
First of all, it's on the telly. It's
Yeah.
on live telly on ITV. And also it's in a room full of the music industry, that exact industry that wouldn't take those songs.
Yeah.
And now she's already had won Songwriter of the Year before she went to the awards, and then has just won Song of the Year.
Yeah.
And
It was
just to
pretty
say,
special.
You know what? Shout out my distribution company. They took my songs. No one else would take my songs. It must have been an amazing moment for her, and a really validating moment for her as an artist.
I also loved when she went, thank you so much to my team, and then she went, I've always wanted to say thank you to my team. I really like that.
I love that.
That was very
and
cool.
Raye's like real talk. Do you know what I mean? I like that her speeches were really genuine and really honest and not prepared.
And she was so happy, and she allowed herself to, to be as, she didn't be stush or anything.
No.
She was just massively happy.
And she wasn't
showed
thinking.
that.
She wasn't thinking like, what will I look like on the telly? Raye was like, enjoying that emotion of winning, or like, how do I feel about this, and giving herself a break in a moment.
Yeah.
And that's why she's a good artist, and that's why she's winning these awards.
And her performance, which was towards the end of the show, was, in my opinion, the best of the evening.
I agree.
It was very dynamic. It started off with her on the piano. She moved onto the stage then and had a full choir behind her. It felt really, really dynamic, but it felt really, really emotional, raw, which is what you want from live music.
And it felt like she'd been through a fight and been through a struggle.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it felt like...
And won.
And won. And it felt like, wow, this is deserved. And it felt like a real moment for her to shine and to be celebrated. And of course she won all the awards and got to do all her speeches, but seeing her on that stage performing, doing what she does best, I was like, yes, God, she's good. Can we talk about the star of the night, please? Agatha.
So Agatha is Raye's grandmother, who she brought up on stage with her to accept the award for Album of the Year, the final Raye Award of the night, the 6th Raye Award of the night. And it was so moving because she came up and her and Agatha were just hugging, and she was just so overcome with emotion she couldn't stop, and it was big ugly sobs. And she even said it. She was like, "I'm ugly crying on national television." She acknowledged it, but it was so amazing. And Agatha, bless her, was stood there while her granddaughter was sobbing, just being very poised, and you could tell very protective of her. And it was I was in
we
floods.
both cried. That was the moment we both cried. I don't think I've ever cried at the Brit Awards.
Really?
In fact, I've never cried at the Brit Awards until tonight.
Okay, we are arriving at the destination of the after party, which means we have to stop talking and start partying.
Yeah, that is the end. Because we're going to get out of the cab in a second.
Yeah.
But thank you for listening to Sidetracked. That was our Brits breakdown.
I like
we
what you
may
did
have
there.
another breakdown between now and the next episode.
I'll probably have a breakdown when I wake up in the morning.
Probably.
Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.